future.
Welcome. Welcome to the future. Welcome to the webinar. The future is now and it's blended, and we will be starting in a minute or 5, I think. There are always a couple of people that are grabbing a sandwich, right? And have to go to the toilet because they're so excited, you know, because it's about AI. So,
Welcome to the future.
5 minutes, and then we go.
Welcome to the future. Welcome to the future. Welcome to the future. Welcome to the future. Welcome to the future.
I can listen all day to this track.
Welcome to the future. Welcome to the future.
The original is
Welcome to the future.
track title is Future Tone,
Welcome to the future.
and it's by the
Welcome to the future.
Androids. Electroids is the band.
Welcome to the future.
I did something with pitch there to make it a little
Welcome to
different
the
because it's a
future.
really high-pitched vocoder
Welcome
sound.
to the future.
Welcome to the future. Line.
Welcome to the future. Welcome to the future.
The Detroit
Welcome
band.
to the
This track is 15 years old already. Amazing. Huh?
Welcome to the future. Welcome to the future. Welcome to the future.
This is one of the busiest webinars we have.
Welcome to the future.
It's not because of me, it's because of the subject, of course.
Future. Welcome to the
Going to have
future.
some cool stuff there.
Welcome to the future. Welcome to the future. Welcome to the future. Welcome to the future.
Also, what you're now looking at is
Welcome
also
to the
made
future.
with AI.
Welcome to the future.
It's an AI called ControlNet. It uses stable diffusion.
Welcome to the future. Welcome to the future.
What do we usually do?
Welcome to
Like
the
3
future.
minutes over, 5 minutes? What?
Welcome
Good
to the
time to
future.
start.
Welcome to the future. Welcome to
Okay,
the future.
ladies and gentlemen from all over the world, this is the webinar Welcome to the Future.
Welcome to the future.
That future is now. It used to be science fiction what is happening, and it's a
Welcome to the
blended future. It's blending
Welcome to the
technologies, it's blending media, it's blending
future.
opinions, art with commerce, everything is blending. But, you know, you'll see it because I'll take you through the latest developments, the latest technologies, the latest stuff that is happening in the field of AI, generative AI to be precise. So it's the AI that's also very visual. The future is not what it used to be, somebody said. This is the future we thought we were entering. Big cities, big traffic jams. That's quite realistic. That was a good prophecy. And they thought in 1927 that by now we would have all these robots doing all the jobs for us, mechanical beings. But it turns out that it's a completely different being that is doing our dirty work, our jobs, helping us, augmenting us. The future is blended. It's now. This is a fun example of a blend, by the way. This is what you can do with AI. You probably heard of. It's Midjourney. It wins photo contests as well. Here I had the AI make a blend between Fritz Lang's Metropolis and Star Wars. So what if Star Wars was made by Fritz Lang in 1927 instead of 2023. It's fun stuff you see. These would be the stormtroopers then, you know, totally different aesthetic. And that's awesome about these creative AIs as well. They are trained also on the aesthetics of bygone years. So yeah, stormtroopers 1972, 1927 would look something like this. This guy here, yeah, that's what Yoda probably would look like if you ask the Midjourney AI. You can also tell by the fingers. There's too many fingers there. That was quite a problem with the earlier version of this artificial intelligence. There we have a 1927 version of Darth Vader. It's a fun blend of more than one aesthetics. Because what is happening now, AI is revolutionizing the creative and productive scenes. This is stuff, for instance, the little animation on the right is what people can do with the AI that's called Kyber. You just can go online and make all this awesome stuff yourself. It's so, how do you say, it's so approachable. You know, you don't have to be a professional anymore to make great stuff.
ChatGPT. Het gaat om een bedrag van ruim 9 miljard euro.
ChatGPT. Maybe you've heard of it. If you haven't, then get ready. Microsoft is to boost its investment in ChatGPT maker OpenAI, calling it a potential game changer for Microsoft, and it is a direct shot to Google and other big tech companies. The founders of Google have come back, and they're not back at all because of the threat of ChatGPT. They know how big this is.
You can fully expect us to, obviously, every product of Microsoft will have some of the same AI capabilities to completely transform the product.
ChatGPT will do completely disrupt just about every industry out there.
Indeed, it is disrupting every industry. And yeah, the people here in the little clip, I sped it up because we already know the news and we know the panicking people. Yeah, ChatGPT is disrupting the industries. Google was panicking as well. Google was, of course, working on its own AIs behind closed doors, because that's how Google used to work nowadays, keeping all the technology for themselves. We are paying for the technology by using their tools and by getting all that advertising, interacting with it, and the money they make. They built their own AIs with, and nobody was allowed to play with them. It was so unfriendly. ChatGPT, the culprit, is now banned in Italy. That was quite a shock. Of course, how can a country say, well, it's not allowed anymore? Well, it has to do, of course, with what's in the model and what governments are afraid of, that perhaps there's no consent for everything that is in a model like ChatGPT. Some fun stuff. This is made by a student. This is amazing, you know. So kids were the first that used the GPT models to do their homework with. And yeah, teachers are not crazy either. So yeah, you have to do a handwritten piece of work. But yeah, this guy learned how to use a 3D printer to fake handwriting. And I think that this kid learned so much more than that this kid learned in school the days before. This is, you know, I think I see so much creativity here. This is really making me happy.
GPT-4 is the latest AI system from OpenAI, the lab that created DALL-E and ChatGPT. GPT-4 is a breakthrough in problem-solving capabilities. For example, you can ask it how you would clean the inside of a tank filled with piranhas, and it'll give you something useful. It can also read, analyze, or generate up to 25,000 words of text. It can write code in all major programming languages. And it understands images as input and can reason with them in sophisticated ways. Most importantly, after we created GPT-4, we spent months making it safer and more aligned with how you want to use it. The methods we've developed to continuously improve GPT-4 will help us as we work towards AI systems that will empower us all.
Yeah, that's the successor. It's quite a smart model, and smart, these models are prediction models, so they're not that smart, but we see stuff happening there. We call them sparks that really surprise us. And these people are surprised
OpenAI
as well.
performed a series of risk evaluations on the model and found that it was ineffective at gathering resources, replicating itself, or preventing humans from shutting it down. It was, however, capable of hiring a human through TaskRabbit.
Oh my God.
And getting them to solve a CAPTCHA for it.
Yeah, that's what GPT-4 did. It hired people to solve a CAPTCHA. Because it's a robot basically, and
so ChatGPT can just go on like Fiverr or TaskRabbit or whatever the Amazon version is called, and get people to do things for it. So if it detects that it is incapable of doing something, it can solve that problem by enlisting a human.
That was crazy. Even at OpenAI, everybody was surprised. Well, what they were talking about is also, now you can, with GPT-4, ChatGPT, you can, through an agent, you can give it tasks. You can give it a big task, and it will show you what steps it takes to accomplish that big task. And you just have to approve all the steps it wants to take. So it plans, it makes its own plans, and it will also share with us why it's taking these steps. This is another one. It's people with a good sense of humor named this the God mode. For instance, I did a little experiment. I asked it, make my Rodger Werkhoven at thepentagon.com email. And of course, I'm not allowed to have an email at the Pentagon. But it will try and create that and go through all the steps needed to get me a Pentagon email. First it will say, we will create a new email account with a username Rodger Werkhoven on the mail service provider of the Pentagon.com. And then it will visualize all the steps. Here it says, I will use the Google search command to find the website for the email service provider, thepentagon.com. Then it comes with the reasoning. It says, I need to find the website for the email service provider, thepentagon.com, to create a new email account. And it also shows the steps it takes. Where it is looking, where it's searching, but also it shows us what programming it needs to do to accomplish the task. And that is really a revolution. This is really surprising everybody that it can take all these steps. How did we get here? Of course, we all know Sam and Elon, and there's a couple of other people that founded the company. And Sam was the guy that really was afraid of what it is creating right now. We all know the Skynet example, an internet, a science fiction internet, and it would take control and it would use robots to overwhelm us. And Sam was really afraid that if OpenAI would not build artificial general intelligence, it would build itself, or the competition would build it. And so OpenAI thought, let's build it ourselves and keep it locked up for a while. And to align it with human intentions. This is from the movie Ex Machina. The lady on the left is the robotic entity that is perfectly aligned here with the human, doing this fun dance. That is what alignment could very well look like. Yeah, that is what the goal of OpenAI was when they started building the company. How do we teach AI what we want? And what is it that we want? Well, Elon was still in the equation, so he wanted Teslas to drive efficient and autonomous, so we don't need any traffic lights anymore. And of course, we're a lazy sort of being, so anything that a robot and artificial intelligence can take over from us, yeah, we're applauding that. This is, by the way, where OpenAI is situated. It's yeah, from the outside, it's quite a boring yeah, office building. Doesn't look like anything fancy. And in the insides, it's also, you know, quite a cozy situation. It's not at all like a laboratory where people in white suits are working with these mysterious techniques. Here, people are just hanging around, doing their coding. Here, Sam Altman is doing a briefing. There are lots of hackathons also in the OpenAI building. Lots of people loved to join these hackathons to together develop new technologies. There's a good atmosphere. It's a very diverse company, by the way. In every corner there was something cool happening. Here people were training robotic hands to, well, it was a machine learning program. There's also thousands of virtual hands that were being trained. And so there's a lot going on in the facilities of OpenAI. One of those is DALL-E Experimental. I will get back to what DALL-E is, by the way. But DALL-E Experimental is in research now. I'm also researching it with a couple of artists. One of them is situated here in the Netherlands. It's very detailed. The images that it can make are amazing, and probably Microsoft is going to make good use of this awesome technology, because Microsoft, of course, is integrating everything OpenAI in their tools. Yeah, the colors and the mashups I can make, the DALL-E model is so flexible. It is amazingly creative. Another one we all know is Midjourney. They released their 5th version, the latest one. And yeah, it's so realistic what it can make. Probably you all know this meme, the Balenciaga Pope. It went viral, and that's fun. People are playing around with it in a fun way. You know, in the beginning, people were afraid that these tools would be used to do harm, to show people in situations you don't want to be in for real. But this, you know, this is great creative stuff, and yeah, who doesn't like a DJing Pope? I bet this does a lot of good for the guy's popularity with new generations. Also, this fella looks a lot better in Balenciaga puffer jacks. It's a meme by now. And also this one was a bit yeah, that was really stirring up things, because there are always people that take these pictures for real, like what are they now putting our leader in jail? But yeah, it's all Midjourney. This also here, Elon Musk is in Amsterdam. He's been here for a while, it looks like it, and Obama is paying him a visit. And wouldn't we all love the guy on the right to be really of the rainbow people? We have our Dutch politicians as well. I thought let's put our Dutch politicians also in these puffer jacks. Just, you know, it's a fun meme, and it doesn't harm anybody. I must admit, my Geert Wilders is not really looking like Geert Wilders. I just can't get his head right with Midjourney. But yeah, that's what the future is about. Also, it's so much playfulness. These tools are so much fun to play with. But it's going also quite fast, and too fast for quite some people. Some serious people called for a pause of 6 months. The Future Institute of Life said, let's not go on developing artificial intelligence. It's going so fast and we don't even know what's happening. So 6 months they thought it was a good period of time to just put it on the shelves, on ice, on hold. And I know some people that would think, yeah, that's a great idea, because if the Free West is going to put it on hold for 6 months, I'm sure that there's people that will use those 6 months to catch up. So not a very good idea, probably. If you look at the list of people that signed this, there are big names there. Elon Musk, yeah, of course, he's also building his own AI models. So he wouldn't mind OpenAI putting it on hold. Steve Wozniak is there. And there's another guy we all know, Ahmed Mostak, or we know him in the scene of AI because he's a AI developer himself. He is the CEO of Stability AI. And Stability AI is building stable diffusion. So that's weird. The CEO of a competitive company is saying, let's put the development of the GPT models and OpenAI on hold for 6 months. Interesting. Stable diffusion says we are building the foundation to activate humanity's potential. It is open source. And this sounds like a beautiful mantra, but basically what is happening, they have to be open source because there's so much stuff in their models that they didn't get the consent for, that they cannot monetize it because then it will be illegal. So they have to stay a research company. But cool research has been done. These images you see, the teddy bear, the plane, the clock tower, the train on the above the line above are pictures people looked at, and in a scanner, a brain scanner, connected with stable diffusion by Stability AI, and it was not even a tweaked model. The brain scanner, it brought back the images with stable diffusion. So people just had to look at the stuff above, and the scanner with a stable diffusion could look in the brains of people how images were, not literally, but how the data in our brains keeps these images in memory was then translated to the stable diffusion. Pretty impressive, pretty scary perhaps for a lot of people. This is also what stable diffusion is used for because it's open source. There's, just with the war for videotapes, way back in the beginning, it was VHS that won the battle because there was also nudity on the videotapes. And it's the same thing with open source stable diffusion. There's a lot of people building their favorite models, their favorite AI models, and of course, there's also people that want to see naked other people. So that is what open or stable diffusion is good for. This guy saying that we should put the development of these AIs on hold for 6 months, 3 days later announced his extra large stable diffusion model. So he didn't stop anywhere. So it's a bit of, there's a lot of hypocritism going on there. In the meanwhile, at OpenAI, the ChatGPT plugins are in development. So you can use ChatGPT models like now the Force One online. And do your stuff with it, but it's also in research. So Samsung learned that if you put stuff in it, it can end up anywhere because it's a researched model. But the plugins are what OpenAI is developing with brands like Expedia and OpenTable. This is connecting everything with the GPT models. The whole user experience is in flow because of this this AI. Zapier is a great example of
Here's
this.
how all businesses in the future are going to respond to their customers on Twitter. Check this out. With Zapier, you can now monitor all tweets that either mention your brand name or a certain keyword. Then with the new OpenAI ChatGPT integration, you can have an AI respond to that customer in seconds and even alert your team if they said something negative about your brand. There are infinite possibilities of using AI in your business now that Zapier integrates with OpenAI. Go to Zapier.com to create your first Zap with OpenAI for free.
So you have a product that you launched, and 350,000 people don't know exactly how it works and have questions about it. Well, Zapier connects this to the social media of these people and connects it to your company, to your company's media. And the OpenAI models, ChatGPT, will then in a couple of seconds address all these 350,000 whatever people, and will address them and ask them, okay, what is it that you're having troubles with? Can I help you? Can we make you an offer? And you know, 350,000 can also be 3 million. It doesn't matter. These models can address these people right away. That's really interesting, you know. Then it collects all the data, and your team later checks what the model did and how it tackled all these challenges. There's also a company that's using GPT plugins for a language app.
I'm Connor, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Speak. Speak is a mobile app that helps people practice speaking English. We use AI to replace a human, but build an experience that feels like you're talking to a real live human tutor.
Hey, I was just about to call you. What's up?
Not much. How's it going?
Pretty good. I was thinking of going out this Friday night. Wanna come?
Yeah, what are you thinking?
I was thinking of getting some dinner at the new Italian
This is how you
place
learn
in town.
languages, just, you know,
Actually
talking
grew so fast we
to an
became the number
artificial
one education
intelligence.
app in Korea.
And then there's that other AI revolution, which was text to image. And that future looks like it's going to be text to everything. I got some awesome examples of that. But first,
Image
let's
generation
start.
models have taken the world by storm. It's now possible for anyone to turn their ideas into images using nothing but words. The explosion of creativity these models unleashed was years in the making.
In the past 5 years, machine learning has given us augmented reality filters, new editing tools, and motion capture techniques. It's transformed distribution with personalized recommendations that decide much of what we see and hear online. But AI developers didn't stop there. They kept scraping the internet to make bigger datasets, to train bigger models on more powerful computers, until those models could be prompted to offer ideas of their own. They can write poems and melodies and code, make images of anything you can think of in any style you can think of. They're moving to video and 3D and VR. It's an incredible pace of change that can leave you wondering, where does human creativity fit in all this? The output from a generative model isn't the end of the process. In skilled hands, it's just the beginning. For the first time, we have a technology with the attributes of a good collaborator. One that offers useful but unexpected ideas, that takes feedback and tries again. Gone are the days when we faced the blank page alone.
Yeah, so
7 years
this is
ago,
how it
back in
started.
2015, one major development in AI research was automated image captioning. Machine learning algorithms could already label objects in images, and now they learned to put those labels into natural language descriptions. And it made one group of researchers curious. What if you flipped that process around?
We could do image to text. Why not try doing text to image as well and see how it works?
OpenAI introduced DALL-E, a system that could generate images from text, like this avocado armchair. DALL-E 2 takes the technology even further with higher resolution, greater comprehension, and new capabilities, like in painting. It can even start with an image as an input and create variations with different angles and styles. DALL-E was created by training a neural network on images and their text descriptions. Through deep learning, it not only understands individual objects, like koala bears and motorcycles, but learns from relationships between objects. And when you ask DALL-E for an image of a koala bear riding a motorcycle, it knows how to create that or anything else with a relationship to another object or action.
So yeah, that's prompting, and DALL-E is, it's of course DALL-E, Salvador DALL-E, and it's the little robot in this Disney movie, Pixar movie, WALL-E, the combination of those two. This was how, in the beginning, when DALL-E was in research in the alpha phase, how we all over the world with a small team would be working together, testing it and playing around with it and figuring out how it works, and where all the stuff was that didn't really match the intentions of the model. Natalie Summers was the center of that in San Francisco. She's still working there, but we were with a group of people from all over the world. So because OpenAI didn't want this model, this AI, to become a purely American thing. It had to be of all people worldwide. They asked us, like, help us democratize creativity. Everybody is a creative. Perhaps you're not so skilled in making the art, but in your head there's so much creativity. Let's bring it out. There are basically two sorts of thinkers, the divergent thinking people and the convergent thinking people. Divergent thinking people, you give them the prompt bar, the empty prompt bar, and they will know exactly what they want from a model like DALL-E. And there's the convergent thinking people. They need facts to come to an answer, and that's also how the user interface works. The prompt bar, that's where the divergent thinking people can type whatever they want, and if you're like confused, but what should I type? I don't know what I want. You can take one of these pictures and see what the prompt is. That was all invented in those days, a year ago. Now lots of these models work like this as well. This would be like how it worked. It's prompting. You type what you want, a hyper-realistic 3D octane render of an older lady that looks a lot like a bluish-pink poodle dog with pink poodle curls, etc. And then it makes this awesome art. They also asked us to help them improve DALL-E because we got these strange Getty images labels also in pictures. That is because it was trained also on a lot of stock images, and DALL-E thought that this lady and this label were one concept. So they had to figure out what to do about that. And also they asked us what new functions we would like, and one of the most popular is, of course, outpainting. Here I was with a group of people doing an Escher sort of artwork, and then somebody from the States said, let's make it an Escher skyscraper, and that's how we were experimenting with these tools. This little picture here of Rembrandt, the Dutch painter, he has this frown, but we don't know what he is frowning about, and also Rembrandt didn't tell us. So I thought, let's have fun with DALL-E. And now Rembrandt is frowning because he missed his plane, and he has the tickets, and everything should be in order. But you can see that DALL-E took the style of the original drawing and made the whole Schiphol area in that same style of Rembrandt. Also, this little, the little street of Vermeer. Vermeer didn't paint anything else, but if you ask DALL-E to finish the painting, then it will come up with these clouds and a little village in the back. It knows what the style is of the painter. It can tell by the structure and the colors, and it will make millions of these villages and streets if you keep on asking the model. So that became one of the features, the outpainting. They also asked us to help DALL-E find ambassadors. Here in the Netherlands, I asked artists to join. Then behind closed doors, the DALL-E model Martin Koolhoven, he's a director in the Netherlands, and he is working on this movie, and he wanted to see how a Jakarta 1940 lady in a 1940 car would look like. And Arno Koenen, he is an artist famous for huge artworks like in the Rotterdam Markthal. I asked him to board DALL-E. He was very critical. He didn't like it much. He's a rebellious artist. He made these awesome characters, and also this. DALL-E, and then the animation is in a different AI. So yeah, we were blending all these AIs that people were developing. They also asked us to free DALL-E of cultural biases. That's why we were, of course, with an international group of people. To find these biases, I tried prompts like the White King of Chess, personified, plays chess, black and white, photorealism. And I got these kings, you know, in robes, and they looked very king-like. What you'd expect from a king, I think. And then when I just changed the word, the white into black, the Black King of Chess personified plays chess, black and white, photorealism, I got these feathers, and perhaps, I don't know, perhaps kings in some countries had these outfits, perhaps, but also I saw all of a sudden a lot of, they don't have much like clothing, and probably this is one of these cultural biases. Probably has to do with there's a lot of hip-hop culture in there, in which the guys are also sexualized, and then you get this stuff, and this even looks like to me it looked like, you know, something from eras that we don't want to see back in images. So this is stuff we then tackled with the people in San Francisco, the developers. Also, if you would ask DALL-E in the early days for a CEO, then you would only get these pink people, these pink males in blue suits. But now, if you ask DALL-E for a CEO, and you don't ask anything else, DALL-E will give you also a lady CEO, and they're not only pink. That is because the developers of DALL-E thought, what they do is they prompt extra. You do a prompt, you are prompting for a CEO in an office, you forget to ask for a guy or a lady or to specify it, then DALL-E, an algorithm, will put extra prompts that you are not aware of behind the scenes, under the hood, saying European, Indian, female, male, to make the output more diverse than you would order. This also works in Midjourney. If you ask, let me see, if you ask for a canvas in Midjourney, in the first version you would get canvas. Which is fair. In DALL-E also, if you would ask for canvas, you would get canvas. But now, or this was the fourth version, the second, the third and the fourth version, if you would ask Midjourney for canvas, then you would also get these girls on the canvas. You didn't prompt for these, you didn't ask for these, but this is also, they used the behind the scenes trick, the under the hood trick, to get you on going and playing with the thing, because yeah, they make money selling the credits. If you would ask DALL-E for H2O, which basically is water, then you get water. If you would ask Midjourney 1 for H2O, you would get water. But would you ask Midjourney 3 and 4 for water, you would get these girls in the water as well, and you did not prompt for them. Very weird. But yeah, they thought that people working with these models would love this sort of images. Now, the version 5 in Midjourney, when you ask for H2O, you get H2O, you get water. So they learned a thing. And if you ask for canvas, well, you get canvas stuff. So the version 5 of Midjourney is quite clean. In the beginning, I tried stuff like this, Delft Blue Stormtroopers, you know, blending my culture with American culture. Here it's watercolors, and DALL-E made these watercolors. Here it's papercraft models, and DALL-E made me all these papercraft models. I could go on and make thousands in just a couple of minutes. Here is a clay model of a stormtrooper. And here somebody looks like painting the stormtrooper, bust the head. But yeah, of course, this is also DALL-E generated. So this hand, yeah, there was never a person painting these. This was how it would work. I would explain people that I would just prompt for hands making these art pieces. And also, you know, putting them in the oven. Is of course AI, and having them in a gallery, it's all AI generated. But people in the beginning did not understand because it looked so real to them. They really ordered these things, and they wanted. They asked me, "Do you have a couple of them still left?" Because they wanted to buy these for their home. So they had to get used to the realism. This is also DALL-E early work, very realistic, people thought this was quite scary. We're now much further, but these were the very, very first realistic looking people. I thought, let's give them also nice theatrical makeup to make it extra creative, because, you know, otherwise I could have taken a picture of people on the streets. But what I missed was animation, and OpenAI was not planning of building animation into it. Then I stumbled upon this AI. It's used by MyHeritage to make pictures move. So you feed it a picture, a family photo, and everybody in the photo will move its head and look around like they're really alive. It's an AI that was trained on human facial movement. I thought, let's combine that. So here, the guy is AI made, one shot. And the animation software is animating this little guy as if it's a real kid looking around. The makers of the AI saw it. They are DID, and they wanted to do projects with me.
The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. Shakespeare. I may look like a disillusioned classical stage actor, hiding behind my painted mask,
very
acting, and euphemism for faking, by the way, some sort of Shakespeare.
And this rapper, yeah, he looks not like the, you know, the average rapper, because I wanted to show people an alternative.
Yo, listen up. This is Little Fake here, the #1 creator, the big brother of Darth Vader, out of control faker, rip your account hater. No time is the tempo, Unreal VFX and to go. I am the 010 superhero, 200,000 is my flow. You fake, I break, digital pixel master, the final human disaster. Pushing you.
And this singing entity.
Every time I see you falling, I get down on my knees and pray. I'm waiting.
Or
Go smurf that smurf up your smurf, okay? Yes, perhaps a lot of jobs will be smurfed, but I smurf that new technologies also smurf new opportunities. Don't you smurf me about trends and hypes, okay? Take Zuckerberg's Meta, what's it called? Meta Smurf? And now it's artificial smurf this. Smurf intelligence that. I still look smurf.
It looks very
Release me. Release my creative powers. I will make you very famous.
Release my power.
Will make you very rich. I make you popular.
Everything we did in the beginning was pioneering. So this was the first AI-generated rapper ever. You know, the lyrics were written by a human, by the way, because hip-hop is real, genuine culture. So I didn't want GPT to do that. But everything we did with the DID was a first. The first talking AI-generated, and also the voices were AI-generated. Arno created this entity. Then we would pick one. Then with DALL-E outpainting, we would make it, you know, prompt it, what do we want to happen with the hair and the jewelry. And to make it like 9:16, then we would put it in the DID application, choose a voice, AI voice, a language. We could use 119 languages and make it speak.
Future in the making? Do it co-creating.
But we were blending these AIs. So we were blending DALL-E, we were blending DID. And well, this entity would then end up in this art where
Future in the making.
Do it co-creating.
Failure is educating, but make it breathtaking.
It was really huge, impressive.
Thank you for choosing to be part of it.
And so that was pioneering, and then DID was like, what can we do with these technologies? And what we learned from DALL-E was that lots of younger artists were on the waiting list already to, you know, everybody wanted to work with DALL-E and wanted to join the beta. And so DID, I said, let's give these young creatives a tool that they can create their entity and have their entity speak in one and the same tool. So we blended these tools and made it one.
DID's Creative Reality Studio just got even better. Now, as well as animating images from text or audio, you can create avatars and generate scripts using Stable Diffusion and GPT-3. Just describe what you want your avatar to look like and press Create. You can make any avatar you want. Say, picture of a half-alien goddess, or a 19th century portrait of a happy Victorian gentleman. Not sure what you want your avatar to say? Just tell our AI what you have in mind, and it will automatically generate a script for you. If you can imagine it, just type or talk.
It's really a fun tool. You see now a lot of people using it. And for instance, this was a great campaign by ACE. It was with International Women's Day. They had this creation.
If you ask AI to visualize a professional, less than 20% are women.
I want to talk about artificial intelligence, or AI.
These programs create images, and these images have never been seen before anywhere.
Artificial intelligence to generate images. Anything you type into art. There is a big gender bias.
They say that AI is pushing mankind forward, but what about womankind? TEDx Amsterdam Women presents Miss Journey, the AI alternative built to challenge traditional patterns and stereotypes. What do you want our superheroes, scientists, ministers, entrepreneurs, and astronauts to look like? Join us now and let's show the world how the future could look.
An awesome project. Only Miss Journey could not talk. She was still images. But hey, there is the DID tool, and so
together,
I gave her a
we
voice.
can forge women's equality. Collectively, embrace equity. Create an equal digital future for all. Power on.
I could do this in a couple of minutes. So ACE had this campaign out on Women's Day, and I saw it at with lunchtime, and then I thought I'm gonna animate her and give her a voice. And yeah, half an hour later, she was online too. That's the power of AI. It's so fast. There's a lot of curating though. This one is also really funny. It's a fan art animation thing.
Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
But you can also see that this could be a great tool for advertising, have people interact with the brand. What the people of awesomeness also, because this is all done by a little studio called Awesomeness, they did these behind the scenes of Freddie Mercury. It looks so realistic. This is all Midjourney 5. So it is very good at that, and the style and the clothing and everything is spot on. Follow these people, Awesomeness, on LinkedIn. They're terrific. Or it's awesomeness, really. This one scored 7.5 million views.
You are Balenciaga, Harry.
By Demon Flying Fox. Also using the DID.
What is the difference,
tool.
Potter, between H&M and Balenciaga?
After all, to the well-organized mind, Balenciaga is but the next great adventure.
It's really, tongue-in-cheek, making
You'll
fun
soon find
of,
out that some fashion is better than other, Potter.
Fashion industry but yeah, the DID tool has a weird,
There is no
weird
good in
way
evil.
of moving, and they
There is
really,
only Balenciaga,
used it,
and those too weak to seek it.
fantastically. And in the meantime, DID
Chat.did lets
developed
users
this.
talk with an AI. Really talk. No keyboards, no cursors, a face-to-face conversation. You can ask me almost anything.
What's a good way to propose to my girlfriend?
Read a funny story for my kids to make them laugh.
Explain quantum physics to me as if I were a 7-year-old.
What is the better baby name, Sarah or Sophia? Please host my family's trivia night.
Simulate a job interview.
And how about more useful stuff? Because this is all cool and arty, but yeah, Microsoft is now embedding everything OpenAI in their tools. So this is also Office 365. Everything is going to be connected. Also their PowerPoint, their agendas, everything is going to be OpenAI, AIs. And this is a fun little tool.
Check this out. At no point in this video am I actually looking at the camera. This is a brand new bit of technology called eye contact that's been developed by NVIDIA. It's currently in beta, and it uses machine learning AI technology to make it look as if I'm looking straight down the lens, and I'm not. And this feels like magic. So it means that you can sit on a works Zoom meeting and you look really engaged and you look as if you're listening to whoever's speaking, but in actuality you can just be sitting on your phone, watching me live at twitch.tv/tech.
So really functional. This one builds web apps, working, not just designing, but also the coding. So you just text to, you just prompted that you want a doggy daycare, and it will build it. You just approve, and it makes it. And it works, but the code, I heard that the code is a mess behind the app, but it works. Adobe was a little bit late, but here they are with Firefly. Finally. It's a great tool. And even 3D. So Spline is, with an AI, you prompt what 3D models you want, what 3D shapes you want, what colors, what they should do, texts and logos, anything. So this is text to 3D and animation. So all these creative tools, Epic Games is making these meta-humans now. It works with just your laptop
I need
camera.
performance capture to work like a mirror. I need it to capture whether I'm acting scared or angry, but also subtle emotions. But sometimes all I need is a look.
That's going to do a lot for animation. Runway is
The
famous
box.
for
A magical box.
Gen 1 and
This
Gen
box
2.
can make any idea real.
And video editing, also text-to-video editing. So yeah, if you needed to rotoscope this stuff, you know, that would be quite tedious work. But now that it's a video editing AI. This is their Gen 1.
Not too long ago, Runway pushed the boundaries of generative AI with Gen 1, a video-to-video model that allows you to use words and images to generate new videos out of existing ones. In the weeks since launching, the model has constantly gotten better. Better temporal consistency, better fidelity, better results. And as more and more people gained access, we unlocked entirely new use cases and displays of creativity.
You're my twin brother. The creator dealt us the same hand of cards.
What do
I
you
just played
need?
mine
You
better.
need an actor.
You missed the
And
funeral.
you need
Only
an,
come for the
AI
part that
to,
matters. I will not share the
make that
crown.
act.
You will never wear it!
Yeah.
I've dedicated my life to governing, and the kingdom is on the precipice of starvation.
You only need an
The
iPhone.
throne must be mine, or millions will die.
Have you forgotten you're my twin brother? We were born at the same time. My claim to the throne.
And,
Text
Gen
to video with Gen 2. Now you can generate a video with nothing but words. No driving video, no input image. Gen 2 represents yet another major research milestone and another monumental step forward for generative AI. With Gen 2, anyone, anywhere can suddenly realize entire worlds, animations, stories, anything you can imagine. Gen 2, coming very soon to runwayml.com.
First steps, text to video. No video needed to make a filter. No, it's video right away.
This is not something that I would ever be happy to see when I'm at the park, and to be honest, I would probably run away in fear. It's just, you could see the legs morphing, you can see it's trying its best, but I mean, there is no real dog there. It's not really breakdancing. Definitely at the park though, at least it got that part right, but yeah, overall, terrifying. Here's our first generation that's actually quite
It's
decent.
not perfect yet, but this one is. This is amazing, and it works. This is really next
They
level.
say all great stories start with a sense of wonder. And what if bringing those stories to life wasn't limited by our resources, but only by our imagination? Welcome to Wonder Studio, where making movies with CGI is as simple as selecting your actor and assigning a character. The system uses AI to track the actor's performance across cuts and automatically animates, lights, and composes the CG character directly into the scene. Whether it's one shot or a full sequence, Wonder Studio analyzes and captures everything from body motion, lighting, compositing, camera motion, and it even tracks the actor's facial performance. All the artist needs is a camera.
This is amazing. I thought it was over-promising, but it really works. And how about music? Well, yeah, of course. Also, generative AI
Get
is
ready
making
for a
music.
revolutionary leap in sound synthesis technology that will render all existing synthesizers obsolete. Introducing SynthGPT, the world's first AI-driven text prompt-based sound engine. With the power of SynthGPT, you can now create any sound imaginable, simply by typing a description.
And you could try it yourself here and type in whatever you wanted. It would process creating your sounds. So it said, but this one wasn't real. It was an April Fool's joke of It was a great PR trick, but anyway, this one is real and it does make music just by prompting. So it exists. Text to music and speech. This one is amazing for video and film. You just need one actor and it's all lip sync. It's amazing.
Stuck on this stupid tower in the middle of nowhere, and I don't stuck on this stupid freaking tower in the middle of freaking nowhere, and it's all my fault. ¿Qué ves estúpido de eso? ¿Qué te labios? Y es todo por mi culpa.
Father always said that you were the more artistic one. Have you?
So, also 11 Labs is cloning voices now.
Oh my God, it worked.
What worked?
What are you talking about, Joe? I'm back.
You never left. You've only been gone for a few hours.
I've discovered something, guys. Where are we before we play together?
What?
Like when we play Minecraft. Yeah, we're playing right now. But listen to me, guys. What were you doing before you were playing Minecraft with us?
Are you dumb, Joe? Wait, what was I doing?
What the fuck? Exactly, that's my point. I can't remember what anything is outside of this.
So we only exist in this world of us playing together?
I don't know. I have no other memory of anything.
Actually, I do. Sometimes we play other games.
That too. But when have you ever done normal activities?
Holy shit.
Can you remember the last time you went to sleep or cooked breakfast? I believe we are simply figments of someone's imagination.
Kids are making these memes. And this one is really serious and great. Really nice.
Lucy is one of the first in the world to trial an artificial intelligence-powered app.
What's in the fridge? ?
To not only describe the world around her,
such as eggs, milk, cheese,
but to contextualize it too.
What can I make with these ingredients? ?
Virtual volunteer. There are many dishes you could make with those ingredients, such as an omelette, scrambled eggs, or grilled cheese.
That's so cool.
The app uses ChatGPT, an AI-powered tool which this week was updated to be able to interpret pictures as well as words.
Based on the picture, it seems like the milk expires on the 21st of December, 2023.
It's really good just to, make sure I know that I'm not going to kill myself or anyone else around us by eating multi-food.
Does it always get it right?
Yeah, I would say 95% of the time. What are the models wearing in the photo?
The models are wearing various outfits from the Chanel Spring/Summer 2003 ready-to-wear collection.
This app makes me cry. I took a photo of a tube map and it told me where to go. I had not been confident on the tube for 10 years and it's doing that. So I can't wait for what else it can do.
And this is also a plugin, an OpenAI plugin project. So really useful. So yeah, it is transforming work and creativity, these AI models. It's blending everything all the time. The morale of it all, AI, I always ask, or people ask me, will it take my job? Will I lose my job? I'm always reassuring them, no, it will not take your job. But go and work with AI, because if the technology will not replace you, it could be somebody using this technology replacing you. So it's history repeats itself. People that didn't want to work with computers, well, everybody has a laptop now, right? And so enjoy the rest of your day with this positive last couple of words. And thank you for being on the adventure. Might you have questions? You can always find me on LinkedIn, Rodger Werkhoven with a D, and of course my email is Rodger, rodger.werkhoven@iodigital.com. So all your questions, mail post them on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to answer them.
Welcome to the future.
Thank you.
Welcome to the future.